Action Saru.
Yeah, come on.
What would the other nicknames for the various Discovery crew be? Hello, Internet. I'm Ren, and today I want to take a look at Season 5, Episode 2 of Star Trek Discovery, Under the Twin Moons. While it wasn't quite as fun as the premiere, I think there was still a lot to like about this episode. The stuff with Burnham and Saru is really wonderful and made me feel all the feels, and the direction they're going with Raynor is a fun surprise. I liked this episode's particular puzzle, and the planet they explore is really cool looking, but I do think it was a bit too heavy on the action and running around, and they could maybe have spent more time with the characters, especially the ones that are still underdeveloped 5 seasons in.
Okay, I need all non-essential personnel to clear engineering.
That said, it wasn't a bad episode, just not a great episode. So, let's drop the spoiler shields and get into the details. The episode starts with Captain Raynor being court-martialed for his actions on Kumau, which makes sense since he recklessly endangered an entire town. Guess it wasn't all good. Burnham defends him to the extent she can without lying.
I would like to respectfully remind the board that Captain Raynor's actions did not cause the avalanche.
But admits she wouldn't have risked it herself.
The answer is no. I did not agree. I thought it posed an unjustifiable risk.
We had a red directive.
Afterwards, she tells Admiral Vance Raynor's a gifted officer.
He's a gifted officer.
Thank you. Thank you for saying that.
Which is generous given his behavior in the premiere, honestly.
Wish I could say it's been a pleasure, but...
Book and Grudge are back on Discovery. She brings Grudge a cat toy, and the Queen is not impressed. Michael fills Book in on the mission as they head to Lyric to see what they can find.
Well, according to the diary, Dr. Velik hid the progenitor's power, or a clue as to where it's hidden, on Lyric.
It's also Saru's last mission with Discovery.
I am pleased that the schedule has afforded me one last mission to say goodbye.
At one point, Book refers to Saru as Action Saru,
Action Saru. Chained to a desk. Never thought I'd see it.
which I am obsessed with. That is so cute. They arrive at Lyric, an M-class planet formerly used as a burial ground, with sophisticated defenses. Tilly is also along as a science specialist.
Down there, up here, either way, we will keep our eyes peeled. Which is actually kind of disgusting if you think about it.
I love Tilly, so I'm honestly fine with any contrivance to keep her around, and she better be prominently featured in the new Starfleet Academy show. Burnham and Saru beam down to the planet. It is pretty gorgeous, and the background almost reminds me of the old Trek backgrounds with matte paintings. They head towards a huge pyramid structure. Back aboard Discovery, Hugh is reading up on Maul and Locke when Book stops by to say hello. They don't know much about them other than that they use tech from a number of different cultures.
They use hybridized tech from a variety of different species.
Don't kill for the sake of killing.
They don't shy away from physical confrontation, though they're not violent just for the sake of it.
And Locke's species is a mystery.
Maul is human, Locke is a mystery.
Book is feeling wistful about Burnham.
Because they're free. Having fun together. In love.
It's really sweet. I just want those crazy kids to work out.
Did you know you have a nickname? Action Saru?
Yes.
Burnham wants to know why Book didn't tell her about Saru's amazing nickname,
Think of Mr. Booker.
Yeah, didn't he give you that nickname?
but it turns out Book wasn't the one who gave it to him.
Oh, no, it was Commander Reno.
It was Reno.
And apparently my ferocity, the use of my quills, struck a rather strong chord with her.
In case you've forgotten who Jet Reno, played by Tig Notaro, is, she's the absolute best, but we hardly ever get to see her, and I really hope we get to see more of her this season.
It started making steamed bananas.
Look, every word of that is bad news.
Saru and Burnham reminisce a little bit about how far they've come.
The day you came aboard Discovery, a mutineer, a prisoner.
I remain deeply impressed and inspired by all that you have accomplished.
And they find some unfortunate-looking carcasses. Saru makes a great pun.
Hate to miss your wedding because I'm dead.
It would be a grave disappointment.
Allegedly unintentionally.
Did you just make a pun?
Unintentional. Unless, of course, you found it amusing.
And they proceed with caution. Tilly and Adira catch up while they monitor things from Discovery. Tilly is still struggling with how to motivate her cadets.
My cadets haven't really been rising to the challenge in the field. They never seem to fully grasp the meaning of the mission itself.
I love her as a teacher, though. That is such a great role for her. Things on the planet start to get hairy as Burnham and Saru trigger some kind of booby trap. Saru is impressed by the planet's security system.
Incredible that, although fallen and shattered centuries ago, the technology of the security system has endured.
As As Burnham and Saru flee and cower from drones, Tilly and Adira work on shutting the system down. Raynor gets involved because...
Sounds like you could use my help. I've been monitoring secure comms.
But how?
30 years in Starfleet, that's how.
The man's a menace. He helps them puzzle out the energy source. And on their advice, Michael runs to the power source to create an EM pulse with their phasers, while Saru plays decoy. I love watching him run. He's like a liquid or a land jellyfish with those fluid movements. He uses his little neck darts to knock some drones out of the air. It's so silly and made me cackle out loud. Burnham triggers the pulse, the drones go down, and she finds Saru, who's only mildly injured. Thank goodness. Action Saru wins the day again. And their suits just generate new phasers for them. Wild. Could they always do that in the, future seasons? I don't remember. Back on Discovery, Book decides to use the courier network to get in touch with Locke and Maul and try to strike a deal with them. Stamets and Culber hang out while he messages them. And clear everyone else from engineering.
Okay, I need all non-essential personnel to clear engineering.
Can't risk us getting to know any of the random crewmen's names. Locke and Maul respond by calling, and Book tries to convince them to sell him the diary.
Well, former courier, sorry to disappoint. Diary's not for sale.
Name's Cleveland Booker.
Book wants to buy the book.
But you're running. All you've got is each other and you're in way over your head. Can't win in a race with Starfleet.
Locke and Maul don't take the deal and hang up.
You know, with all the Federation Kafkar coming out of your mouth, I'm having a hard time believing you were ever a courier.
They're so in love.
You're right about one thing. All we have is each other.
One of them's so gonna die. But I do think it's really cute how Book pines over Burnham and clearly envies Locke and Maul. He obviously sees himself and Burnham in them. Back on the surface, Burnham and Saru keep looking around for the next clue and find evidence of phaser burns, which means that Locke and Maul beat them there. The field is powering up again, and they're able to identify an inscription, a Romulan Revlov, but it only has 4 verses, so they know they need to find another one. Saru and Burnham find the final verse under the statue, where the rest of them are written on. Locke and Maul are on their way to the wrong place. Burnham also finds something else. They cover it back up and beam back aboard Discovery just in time. Saru has officially made it back in one piece. They leave some probes behind to alert them if the scavengers return and start to put together the mysterious device. It's a map broken into 5 pieces. The next place they're headed is Trill, which is a wonderful manufactured excuse for us to see Gray again. In his quarters, Booker uses the computer to age Maul down and realizes that he recognizes her. Hugh drops by, and Booker reveals that he knows Maul.
Her name is Malene. She's the daughter of my mentor, Cleveland Booker IV.
Which basically makes her family. Secret family. Secret family! Secret family! Yes, it's silly, but Star Trek loves an unexpected connection to a character's past, no matter how improbable or soapy. So I'm not mad about it. It does explain her disdain for Booker once she realized who he was, though. Saru has his quarters all packed up, and Michael comes to say goodbye in a very touching scene.
Thank you, Michael. It was an honor, Saru. Everything with you has been.
Burnham and Saru's relationship is such a beautiful cornerstone of the show, and their farewell felt genuinely heartfelt and moving. I do hope they find a few more excuses to squeeze him into some more episodes, though. I'm not nearly ready to say goodbye to him. And, of course, we have to see the wedding. Michael tells him she'll always keep his quarters for him.
And this will always be here for you.
And my heart, I cried. After his court-martial, Raynor plans to take early retirement, but Burnham, in need of a new number 1, with Saru leaving, wants to make him her first officer, and she's already cleared it with Vance. I do love that she's paying forward her second chance, and how there's so much coming full circle here, although it's definitely a bit bogus to promote this disgraced, loose cannon disaster of a man over any of the presumably loyal crew who have been languishing in obscurity for 5 entire seasons. But I really like Raynor, so I'll digress. That said, I do like the new mystery and the fun little MacGuffins they'll be collecting all over the galaxy this season. This episode wasn't quite as well paced as the first episode, and there was a bit too much action, but it was nice seeing Saru get such a sweet send-off, and the mystery's still coming along nicely. There were certainly some goofy elements to this episode, like Action Saru and the secret Booker daughter, but those were Star Trek silly, and they made me smile. So far, I'm feeling really optimistic about this season and very sad to see Discovery go. But that's just my opinion. What did you think about this episode? Are you excited for the rest of the season? Let me know in the comments down below. And if you're mostly subscribed for my video essays rather than these shorter reviews, don't worry, I have some big videos coming down the pipeline as well, so look out for those. They just take a lot of work, so I'm also trying to get back into shorter, more informal videos like this in between. You may have also noticed I haven't been uploading quite as often as I was earlier this year. For a while, I was trying to post a video a week, but I work a full-time job, and on top of that, I am chronically ill, so my energy levels just aren't dependable enough to reliably keep up with posting big videos that often. Once or twice a month is a lot more doable and keeps me from burning out. So yeah. Anyways, like, share, and subscribe for more videos. See you next time. Wiedersehen.